Hey Tabitha, quick question. Why do you go to the movies? Go. I just like the stories, and I just like hanging out. I just think they're fun. It's fun to go to the movies. Uh-huh. Right. It's fun to hang out in the movies. Okay. Tabitha, I think you're lying to me. I think there's another reason why you go to the movies. Um, I don't know, Tabitha. Tell me the truth. Okay, I don't have any friends. I go to the movies because they're my friends, and I can escape from the reality of not having any friends. Exactly. You use movies as your means of escapism to escape the reality of not having any friends. We often go to the movies as a means of escape from our daily struggles. At least for an hour and a half, we can get away from our problems and be invested in the problems of somebody else on the screen, like Tom Cruise or Jude Law. Those guys are handsome. So it's only natural that as our problems as an individual or society rise, our need for escapism rises as well. In the film Cinema Paradiso, the inhabitants of a small town in post-World War II and post-fascist Italy frequent their local movie theater as a way to get away from their hardships. None do this more so than a little boy named Toto who lost his father during the war. He becomes so engrossed in the magic of movies that he himself grows up to be a great filmmaker. Now, as opposed to other types of escapism like listening to music or doing drugs or surfing the internet or watching TV, movies inspire us. They give us hope. Movies have fanciful, nice, happy endings. They often have a hero who gets it done in the end, and that's what we want. We go to the movies to find hope for our lives and to be inspired to do great things. In the Great Depression of America in the 1930s and 40s, let's face it, people were depressed. And what they went to the movies. In fact, 60 to 80 million Americans attended movies each week, with the focus on just escaping from their struggles, man. Because the man's keeping them down, man. And so, because of this, the movies of the times reflected that struggle. In the early Depression, films were set to a backdrop of the Depression, and it was very depressing. It's all very depressing, folks. So, as theaters started to fail more and more, the movie studios changed their approach. Now they came up with screwball comedies with crazy, wacky characters and crazy adventures, and they had a lighthearted feel, and that was important because people did not want to see depressing things in the make-believe life, because that is what they saw in the real world, you know? And so they went to the movies to see how they wanted life to be. It was fanciful, it was fun, and they could get away from their problems. And once they were out of the movies, they were feeling better about things, and maybe they could use that energy and apply it positively to the world. As technology has grown over the 20th century and now the 21st century, so has our need for escapism. And now we have it everywhere with cell phones and iPods and laptops and the internet. The internet is a huge source of escapism for everybody. Now, you see kids in class on their laptops on Facebook. But those are only 21st century advancements. Before that, in the 50s, we had TV and home video systems, which took away from the movie theater. But there's still something special and magical about going to the movie theater. It's in a social gathering. You get to see a movie that you haven't seen yet, or maybe you haven't seen it and you really want to see it again. And movies, more so than going on Facebook or texting a friend or playing a video game, give us hope about the world. and make us see things in a new light. And that is why they are such powerful means of escapism, because they're not detrimental to our health as getting sucked into the internet or drugs or texting can be, because that takes away from our problems so much of the time. But movies, it's just an hour and a half to 2.5 hours at a time, unless you're the movie Australia, and that movie is way too long. Don't see that movie unless you want to fall asleep. Anyway, movies are not simply entertainment, something you can bring a date to and just watch. There's so much more. They're hope.